Hi, I'm Lisa Greenfield with Truthinhand, and it's time for your daily tarot for the week of August 15th through the 21st, 2016. Now, if you're enjoying this, please do visit me, truthinhand.com. This is where my love of tarot, astrology, and a lifetime of reading hands all comes together to give you the most insight I could offer to help make sense out of your life. There's some wonderful support for you there, so do be my guest. All right, ready for the week? Whew, it's a biggie. We have 4 major arcana cards and a full moon. So the card for the week, the overarching theme that always kind of ties things together, is the star card. Now, with the star, it has a couple of different meanings, and this week, with everything that's going on, it really is asking you to stay open to new possibilities, new beginnings, bright, I love it that the Perseid meteor shower has been going on, so lots of stars to wish on for those of you who aren't blinded by Hollywood's lights. So it is new opportunities coming. Now, rolling into day 1, we've got the 5 of arrows, all right? Now, 5s are always creative, what we're creating, what's beginning, which goes right along with our pole star. And the arrows are our mind, which tends to be our fear brain. So these are the risks, that get triggered, start triggering our brain to pick at whatever the new opportunities are, to kind of slow us down like brakes. All right, so just notice where your brain is trying to slow you down. Notice where it's giving you the worst case scenario rather than the best case scenario. And just balance it out, because if one is possible, so is the other. Always, all right? And then we roll into day 2, Tuesday, and we've got the hooded man. Now, with the hooded man, this is very much, and astrology today too, could really show us where some of our deeper insecurities are with these new beginnings. It's like, ooh, those places where it feels young and tender. It's time for you to show up for yourself in a compassionate way first, and then with a backbone second. First you have to be kind, then you have to be strong. That's really important, and as the day goes on, alone time is really good earlier in the morning to give yourself a chance to process that rather than just racing through the day, if you can carve out even 15 minutes. And then as the day goes on, you're going to be able to move into it with more strength, all right? And then on Wednesday, we've got the Queen of Arrows. Now, this in the traditional tarot is the woman alone, but what I love is that the additional meanings for this is, what are your commitments? Where have you let that fear brain of yours cut you off from risk, but also cut you off from connection? All right? And be open to the new possibilities. And what's really rich about that is we move into the full moon on, Thursday, early Thursday morning, and some other planetary aspects that really help us anchor that with the King of Stones. Now, the kings are our rational mind. It's the masculine part of our brain, and the stones are our body, so what we act on. So there's a possibility of really anchoring some of the new changes in the new direction this week with strong, supported action. Not fast. The stones are not fast. So it's like, okay, make a stand. Put one thing out there that you can feel really confident about, having given yourself the time this week as it all unfolds. All right? And then when we roll into Friday, we've got the Forest Lovers, which this card, in this context this week, and by the way, this is the 3rd major arcana card, that we've got the Pole Star, the Hermit, and now the Lovers. And so with this card, it's very much about be really sweet, be considerate, not just with yourself, but the people around you. We're not isolated going through this. Everyone around you is going through their own little fear factory as these new possibilities in their life, which look different than your possibilities, but they're opening up. So be considerate with each other, particularly around a full moon. There's some sensitivity and some emotion that can boil up. So just be willing to be a little tender, a little patient, a little forgiving of yourself and your shortcomings and other people's. All right, and we roll into Saturday, and we've got the Green Woman. Now, in the traditional tarot, the Empress is a rich bounty, and the Green Woman is, it's very native, it's organic. So these are things that are really rich and possible in your life, and you can see them everywhere. You can see new life popping up. So it's like, just take some time on Saturday to let this whole week land and let all the options reveal themselves to you, and then nibble, take a bite of this, and a bite of this, and, just enjoy, sample. It's a banquet. Life is a banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death, right? All right, and then we wrap up on Sunday with the Seven of Stones. Now, with this card, I always, in the Wildwood Tarot, it says healing, but I've always called this the garden before it blooms. So this is where you want to go out at night and pull the flowers open, but you have to let everything open in its own time. And there's something very healing about that. New growth coming up in its own time, in its own way, without forcing the flower, is something that can be healing for you too, because it gives you a chance to manage that fear brain while these new opportunities trigger you, because that unknown is risky. All right? So it's a good week. And again, I'm Lisa Greenfield with Truth in Hand, and if you'd like more of this, please do visit me, truthinhand.com. Have a great week.